Hello everyone, I'm Toby Johnson, pastor of Gray Road Baptist Church in Indianapolis, Indiana. Thanks for watching this fireside chat, though there's no fire by my side. Each week, what I want to do is help us all think biblically about a question related to the COVID-19 crisis we're facing. This week's question is COVID-19 a result of man's sin? Now, this is a good and important question, but it's also a complicated question with multiple answers. My answers are yes, no, and maybe. Let me explain. First, yes. Thinking biblically, COVID-19 is a result of man's sin. But this is true of all disease, not just COVID-19. You see, in Genesis 1 and 2, God creates the heavens and the earth. He creates everything, and He declares it good, very good. Everything's in order. All is right with the world, until Genesis 3. And when Adam and Eve sin against God, everything changes. Evil is set loose. So that now moral evil has a tight grip on humanity. Romans 3 says all have sinned. And natural evil has a tight grip on the created order. Romans 8 says that creation is in bondage to corruption. And this corruption includes things like tornadoes and earthquakes and cancer and, yes, COVID-19. So in the big picture, COVID-19 is a result of man's sin. For our second answer, we move from the big picture and zoom in to a close-up to individual cases. And there the answer is no. COVID-19 is not necessarily the result of any individual person's sin. This was a common view in the ancient world, and it's fairly common even today, to say that if bad things are happening to me, it's probably because I've done something bad and I'm being paid back by God or by karma or by something else. But friends, this is not biblical thinking. Now, it's true enough that every person that is diagnosed with COVID-19 is indeed a sinner, but all have sinned. There's no direct correlation between COVID-19 diagnoses and particular individual acts of sin. In John 9, Jesus encounters a man born blind, and his disciples believe that it was either his sin or his parents' sin that caused the blindness. Well, Jesus dismisses that kind of connection out of hand and instead says that this man was born blind so that God could be glorified, so that our attention could be grabbed and turned toward God. The same is true of COVID-19. We can't make direct connections between some person's particular sin and their diagnosis, but we can and we should allow this crisis to grab our attention and turn us to the Lord. Third answer, is COVID-19 a result of man's sin? Maybe. In the Bible, God sends plagues and pestilence as a form of judgment. The most notable example is in the book of Exodus when God sends 10 plagues on Egypt. But God also sends plagues on His people as they're wandering in the wilderness. You can read about that in the book of Numbers. And no doubt in our day, God has good reason to judge. We've rebelled against His design for human life, killing over 3,000 human beings in the womb every day. We've rebelled against His design for sexuality, saying that anything goes so long as it's what I want and so long as there's consent. We've rebelled against His design for gender, saying that it's a matter of personal expression rather than divine creation. In too many places, the church has rebelled against God's design, abandoning His truth and adopting the world's values. God has plenty of reason to judge, but we can't say definitively that COVID-19 is an act of judgment. In the Bible, God makes it clear when plagues are in response to sin. But it's not our prerogative today to label one natural evil or another as judgment. That remains in the secret counsel of God. So is COVID-19 a result of man's sin? Yes, no, and maybe. That's our fireside chat for this week. Thanks for watching. If you'd like more information about Gray Road Baptist Church, go to our website at grayroad.com. We're not gathering now because of the crisis, but I'd like to invite you to join us for our live stream this Sunday at 10:30. You can find it on YouTube, on Facebook, or on the front page of our website. Until next week, stay steady.